Okay, it is the top of the hour. We're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome. What we'll be covering today is our voice and our vision. So the name of the webinar is Find Your Voice and Catch the Vision. I just want to let everybody know that we cannot see or hear you. So if you have a question or a comment, please go into the chat by hitting Alt-H, or you can raise your hand and we can unmute you. We will stop and there will be a time for questions as well. Love to know if it's your first time. So if you could go into the chat and put a 1 if it's your first time coming to any of our presentations. And if you've joined us before, if you'd put a 2. So a 1 is if you've never been here before, and a 2 is if you've joined us in the past. So we're really thrilled that you're here today. The agenda for today is we're going to do an introduction to LVI, but I'm going to let Christopher do that because Christopher is live in Sweden and we're going to turn everything over to him in just a moment. Today, we'll be focusing on our brand new product, the new Full HD Vision. He'll be showing it off with text-to-speech, but we do offer it with and without text-to-speech. We also will be talking about the updated design and features in this brand new release. We'll also be talking about the MagniLink voice. That's what I have pictured here on the screen. And the MagniLink voice is very transportable and very easy to use. So is the vision, and you'll see some similarities between both products and also the differences. We'll be focusing on what product might be right for you or your client that you're working with. We always have plenty of time for question and answers, so we will pause and make sure that we get a chance to answer all of your questions. We'll talk about future webinars, and of course, we'll have our contact information as well. So what I'm showing you here is the brand new MagniLink Vision. It you'll see a difference in the panel, and Christopher will talk more about that, but it also is a full HD camera. It's a very crisp and clean image. As I mentioned, the new front panel and features, very easy to use, fast text-to-speech. We do have a simple and an advanced mode for the text-to-speech with this and also the voice. The text-to-speech has an easy hand controller, and you can actually see that in the picture. It has a built-in XY table, and our built-in XY tables, Christopher will show you more, but they are oversized. So they're a little different than our portable XY table. So they're an oversized XY table. It's really nice being able to open a book and be able to put a book on there and be able to put larger documents on there. The Vision is a 23-inch monitor, and Christopher will show you how it can go up and down and tilt back and forth as well. We'll also be featuring the MagniLink voice. Very easy to use as well. Fast text to speech, great ergonomics, lightweight. It's 5.3 pounds. It's transportable. It also has the simple and advanced mode. It has the same hand control that you saw in the Vision as well. And the software that we're using is exactly the same. The voice has HDMI connection to an external monitor or TV. And the nice thing between the voice and the Vision, if you're using the text-to-speech model on the Vision, is the voice feedback for all the functions. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. We'll come back to questions after Christopher shows us the product live. Again, if you have a question while he's showing everything off, feel free to go into chat. It's Alt-H. I will be answering questions. And also later when we pause for questions, if you want to ask it verbally, you can raise your hand and we can unmute you. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and we're going to actually go live to Christopher in Sweden.
Thank you, Kimberly.
You're welcome.
Can you just confirm that you can see my, well, actually, that you can see me now?
Yes, you look great.
All right. Perfect, thank you. And you can hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you well.
Okay, good. We just had an incident here 15 minutes prior to this webinar with my main camera stopped working for whatever reason. And I didn't really have the time to reboot and see what was up with that. So I'm using our second camera, but it seems to be working out fine. So that's good. And I'm having this remote control in my hand because this is a motorized camera that I'm using right now. So I can, by pressing, it's kind of like a CCTV, press the plus and it will be, I will be bigger.
And it looks really good, Christopher. It's crisp and clear. So the other issues we were having have been solved with the new camera. Thank you.
Perfect, good. So just a really quick, brief introduction about LVI for those of you who are here that are not that familiar with us. We are a Swedish manufacturer. We are developing, maintaining, and manufacturing at the moment seven product families. They are all more or less desktop CCTVs, some smaller, some bigger, and then we have a scanner that we will take a closer look at today. They are all produced here in Sweden, and then we ship worldwide either via resellers or via our subsidiaries. And since 2018, we are working, or we have LVA America representing us in the US, where Kimberly and Kathy and a couple more people are responsible for our American operation. We have been around since 1978, so we are one of the first companies in this industry, actually. One of the benefits, the key benefits for LVI is that, as I said, we have all here in the same house in Sweden. So we have very short lead times between problems, challenges, decisions, inventing, new products, ideas, feedback. We're all here in the same building. So we have a good control over things. Today, looking at the desktop, MagniLink Vision, and the reader, MagniLink Voice. Starting with the Vision, that's the product I have next to me here. It's a 23-inch monitor, and we're actually now in this webinar showing our new model that's coming within approximately a month or so over to the US. It's brand new. And what's new is that it comes now with a full HD camera, so it has a beautiful image, even better than the previous HD model we had. And we're also changing the panel for those of you who are familiar with our previous version, or I should say current version, to now having a 5-push panel. And let me see where I place the panel, and let me see if we can do this. Kimberly asked me specifically to show you the panel itself or the buttons, and I don't know how well you can see this, that those buttons are coming out quite a bit. So they are really tactile, and they are very easy to press. I don't know if you can hear the click, but they are easy accessed, they come out nicely, they are all tactile, and they are very easy to press.
That's actually great, Christopher. Thank you for having the panel. And we can see how thin the design is, but you can see how it sticks out. And as you said, you can hear it clicking in, and you can tell that it's very tactile. Thank you.
Correct. And there are no hidden buttons on this device. What you have here, the same panel I just showed you externally, these are the buttons for the magnification. But before we start looking on the functions, I will slide it around a bit so that you can see the design in total, where if we look on the side, it's very slim, the cables are going inside. As you can see in the front of the XY table, obviously now I'm behind the product, but if I were in front of the product, which I normally would be, the XY table is curved. That means that when I'm using the device, I can put my hands on the XY table and they will give me a very nice ergonomic way of moving around the tray. And of course, if I'm using the device for many hours, that would be very important. So very relaxing for my shoulders, my hand wrists, and it's easy for me to move around the XY. One other cool thing with our XYs, and the XY, what I mean with that, if there's anyone that's not following what I'm doing or talking about, is the plate, where you place the paper or object. That's what we call the XY table, because it moves in the directions X and Y. And our XY tables comes with 2 plates. Instead of having 1 plate, which you obviously need where to place the object or the document, ours comes with 2 plates. And the reason is, if I try to tilt it a little bit so that you can see, the second plate is only there to protect your fingers. So there is no way you can enter the rails or the slides underneath here and then being in the risk of crushing your fingers. You cannot do that on the MagniLink Vision. That's why we have that second plate. Our product is still kind of lightweight for being this big. It's 29 pounds. And those arms coming out here, they are holding the LED lamps, but they can also be used as your handles when and if you want to move this product. Now, obviously, I'm behind the product, but basically you can lift it up like that. I should have locked the XY table before I did that. And you can lock it by those orange locks like that. Now the XY is fixed. One more thing to mention is that the monitor can be tilted or angled. I'll make sure you have a good side view of that. So if I were standing up or maybe sitting very high, I could angle the monitor to the position I like, and I can also go up and down with the monitor to find my likable position. So coming over here to the front again, the panel I talked about in the beginning, you have the on-off on your left, you have brightness up and down, you have autofocus. I'm able to turn off autofocus by pressing this button. What happens if I do so, the LED lamp that's telling me in green that the machine is turned on will now be flashing orange. That's telling me that the machine is in autofocus off mode. If I press that button again, it stays in green, meaning that we are now with autofocus activated. Of course, I could turn off autofocus if I want to focus on a specific area on an object, for example, and not having the camera refocusing all the time on my hands or whatever I'm doing. I just wanted to focus all the time on a specific area. In the center, I have the orange large button here with an integrated plus that's tactile. And below I have this black button that also has a tactile minus on it. So those will be my magnification buttons. Moving further on the menu or the function bar, I have different guiding lines and masking. So what I do is I press and hold, and it will take me through a cycle of two different maskings and 2 different guiding lines. So anytime I'm good, let me place this line in the center. There we go. To remove it, now of course I can read and use the line as a tool to help me read line by line straight. Could be even more importantly if I have a lot of magnification, so that I can follow the same line back and forth. Now when I'm on the edge, it says even. I started on the second line, I don't know why. It says even, then it's easy for me to go back and start over, knowing that I should go down one step. More innovative solutions that will make every day easier for people with visual impairment. So that could be a reason to add a line or masking. And then on the right, all the way out, I have different high contrast colors. When I've found my favorite one, if I need one, the second button from the right will be my true full color. So if I hit that once, it takes me back to true full color. Now it remembers my last used high contrast. So it's easy for me, let's say I'm reading a magazine. And excuse me, this magazine is in Swedish. So not only will you learn some about our products today, but you may also pick up a few Swedish words here. So let's say I'm reading something here from a Swedish magazine. I'm reading the text with the white text on black background. And then, oh, here's a picture. And that's kind of hard for me to see when I'm still in the white on black mode. I hit the second button from the right, takes me out to natural true color, and I can look at this man here. And when I'm done looking at the picture and I'm going back to the text, I hit the button all the way on the right once, and we are back in our favorite high contrast to continue to read the text. So that just makes it easy for me to not having to go through the cycle each and every time, and having less buttons available. Press once, back and forth, easy peasy. One thing also worth mentioning on the XY table, as you can see now, I'm having like a full-size magazine here. And we have a very large XY table, meaning that it fits nicely a large document or magazine like this. And then I can go all the way from left to right and up and down. I'm moving quite fast now just to show you that we can go. And the edge is right. Let me do this in true color. There is the edge. So I can almost do it all the way without moving the paper. So large XY table. And of course, on such product, simplicity, ease of use is very important. Those are keys. And no hidden buttons. This is all you have. Easy to access. Tactile buttons, press to play with the function. Then, for some, there is also something called text-to-speech built in here. And text-to-speech will be controlled by an external key control. That's only doing or controlling the text-to-speech functions. This menu will still control the magnification functions, but the text-to-speech will be handled by this control. So what I do, if I have a unit with text-to-speech, you can order it with or without. If you order it without, what you have seen now so far, that is what you can do. A simple, quick reading, quick magnification machine. Now I'm going to plug my keypad back.
Hand control plugged in.
Hand control plugged in. I also have an earphone plug-in here if I want to plug in earphones. And I have still two available USB ports if I want to save and open documents on a USB thumb drive. And I will show you how that works. So what I did is I plugged in the keypad. I do have a magnet on the back of the screen, so that's where it can be placed when I'm not using the OCR part of it, the text-to-speech. So the machine still functions as you have seen me. So these functions are still active, all of them. But if I want the machine to read some text for me now, I go behind the monitor, I grab this wired, of course, keypad, and it's wired so that the user are not losing it. I press the big, large, tactile orange button in the bottom once. When I do so, it will take me to a new view. It will take me to this view where the sides are faded in black, and then you have this orange frame in the center showing you where to place the document. It's capturing a full page, of course. What I do then is I press the same button again. But before I do that, I can also say that if the paper were either sideways or upside down, the machine will automatically adjust that when it's processing the page. So now I will press the button. You hear like a camera word, camera sound.
LBI America, LBI.
You hear that it's clearly processing the picture, and as soon as it's ready, it starts to read, and it starts to read very fast. We don't have any seconds on how fast it starts to read. That's normally a common question. And the reason for that is because it depends on the text, how many pictures there is, colors, fonts, etc. But it starts very fast. Focusing on this external keypad, controlling my my text-to-speech part of the device. So I took the photo with the orange button. The one above will change the volume by turning it. This is the one that will also pause and continue to play when I press it. So if I press...
America is a subsidiary of LDI.
And I pressed again to stop. Turn.
Volume 90, 85.
To change the volume. The one above will be my reading speed. So when I turn this, I will adjust the reading speed. The one above that is a push press button. It's also tactile. And that will be my favorite function. As default, it's navigation. When I press this one, I can easily navigate.
Profile set to simple.
In the text. So when I press.
Navigation. Press the function control to select, or turn the control to navigate.
As you can hear, the machine is telling me, giving me voice feedback on anything I do. So it says navigation, press the control to select. That means I will press the same knob to select how I would like to navigate, sentence by sentence, word by word, column by column. And it's also saying, or turn to navigate. So if I turn now.
About LDI America, about LDI America, the mission to make LDI location head office is located in Vax.
I'm jumping back and forth in the text, depending on if I turn in clockwise or anti-clockwise, of course. And those two buttons on the top will take me back and forth between my last scanned picture and if I want to scan a new one, or if I want to go out to do just magnification again. So now we're back with this panel here. Let's go back to the OCR part. So this is all you can do in what we call simple mode. Again, to keep it simple, a lot of end users like that. Photo, pause and play volume, reading speed, navigation. That's all you can do. Very simple. But then, of course, we do have some clients out there that like to have a couple of more functions available. What I can do then is I press and hold the upper turning knob for about 5-6 seconds.
Profile set to advanced.
It's taking me to another profile, we call it advanced, where I have on the bottom, starting over here, take the photo. The one above will still do change my volume and pause and play when I press it. Now the difference is on this upper turning knob, where I now also have a menu. So if I turn, but before I do so, I will enter a menu, and each time I turn it once, there is a clicking mechanism in here, so I can clearly feel that it's clicking to the next function. The machine will read the function, and the machine will tell me exactly how to control that function. So let us try.
Speed. Turn the other knob to adjust.
So it says speed, turn the other knob to adjust. That means the other knob. There are two knobs here. So the other knob will, by turning that one, I will adjust the speed.
Speed 110.
We will move further in the menu.
Navigation. Handle document.
Handle
Press
document.
to select.
Press to select. So if I press.
Save. Press to save as a zip file.
I will enter the function handle document. That means I can save and or open a file from a USB flash drive. And I talked about that before. So what I'm going to do now is I will plug it in on the back. And then we're going to open a PDF file that I loaded here an hour ago that will teach us some about Swedish Vikings.
Open.
So it says open.
Press to select.
Press to select. It's guiding me all the time what to do.
The Swedish Vikings.pdf.
It's reading the files
Press to open.
that are there. I only have one now. Press to open. We're still doing everything on the same knob. until it's telling me anything else. You can hear the processing sound.
The Swedish Viking Age lasted roughly from the 8th century to the 11th century. It is believed that Swedish Vikings and Gudar mainly traveled east and south, going to Finland, Estonia, the Baltic countries, Russia.
And then it starts to read that PDF that was loaded on the USB drive. Again, very simple. That's how simple it is to read a document that was on the USB flash drive.
Color mode, display mode, color mode.
I'm now entering the menu again.
Press to disable.
We can, of course, disable the column mode. It's as default turned on so that it's reading column by column. But if I want to read, let's say, an invoice or maybe a phone number where it says a lot of names on the left and numbers on the right, I want it to read from left to right all the way. Then I need to turn off column mode.
Display mode. Press to select.
Display mode, press to select. So I want to press. That's how you're following along in the text. Now we have what we call a text. So you see a lot of text on the screen when it's reading, and it's highlighting the word that it's being read out loud.
Page, picture and word, picture and line.
I can have the actual picture, and I can have either a word or the line below.
Quiet mode line, quiet mode payback, picture, word.
A couple of quiet modes.
Press to select.
Or let's say we use the word in the center.
Display mode.
Belarus, Ukraine, the Black Sea, and even as far as Baghdad.
So even in advanced mode, as you can see, it's still very simple because everything is under the same knob and it's guiding me to whatever I want to do. To make settings, so now you have seen two modes, simple or advanced. Then there is also a settings menu. Some choose not to tell the end user about the settings menu. Some are going out to the client and they set the machine up as they want it. And then it will always be saved like that until you make any new changes. And that's how they do. Or some want to know that there is a settings menu. Then I need to press and hold both turning knobs, which I'm doing right now.
Entering settings.
Entering settings.
Press to select reading voice.
Again, it's reading the setting. It's also reading what to do to change the setting. Reading voice, menu voice, artificial colors. You can change, you can actually set profiles.
Menu voice, automatic language detection. Press to enable.
Automatic language detection. Sometimes I have to wait until the machine has stopped talking. That's why I'm getting quiet once in a while. But
sound profile. Press to select.
Here are the more settings, which you normally do once or twice, and then you never go in here anymore.
Exit settings.
Exit settings. So before I move over and bring up the voice on the podium, Kimberly, is there anything you would like to add on the MagniLink Vision before I bring up the voice too?
So Christopher, there's been a couple really good questions. I've answered some of them in the chat, but I think we should verbalize them because some people might not be following the chat. So one of the questions was, does the Vision have a USB port for saving documents? And the answer is yes, both the Vision and the voice both have USB ports. Christopher opened a document a second ago, but you can put a USB in the back and you can save a document. It's under handle documents. You can either open or save. And you also can change the format of the style of how you're saving it. And then Christopher, I know the answer to this, but I want you to take this question because I don't know if you'll be able to show it more in the Vision, the voice, but they're asking, does the Vision have an HDMI port for connecting to a computer and to be used as a larger screen?
Yes, the answer is yes. Let me see here.
Yeah, I didn't know if you're going to be able to show it real easy. I thought it might be able to show it on the other one better, but yeah.
Yeah, but I can show it here as well. So I'm coming back with the back of this machine, I need to unplug both USB devices, and then I will just show you a sneak peek of the inside of the machine. So here is a small computer.
Head control removed.
A computer, a lot of cables, etc. But on the top here, it's just underneath this plastic cover, so you can't see this. But what we have there is, if I'm taking another product here, our little portable device, and show you the back side of that, where we have the, oh, it's mirrored. So let me start over here. You have the USB-C, you have the HDMI in the center, and then you have an RJ45 connection. We have the same connectors underneath here, where the HDMI is currently used for the monitor. The RJ45 is currently used, but the USB is available. So by plugging in a USB cable, I can connect this to a computer and then work on the computer instead of here.
Excellent.
Or of course I could, I'm sorry, Kimberly, you just started. Or of course, with the HDMI cable that's now currently going into this monitor, I can unplug that easily here and then plug in another HDMI and to whatever screen monitor I might have.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Another question is how does it handle columns and tables or other newspaper type formatting? I'm not sure if you heard, but when Christopher was going through some of the menu choices, you can turn column mode on and off. So if you have column mode on, it will be looking for columns and it will go and read, like if it's a newspaper and there's 3 columns, it's going to read all down column 1, then go to column 2, column 3, etc. And tables, Christopher, do you want to add anything, like if it was a school book or something and it had a table?
What do you mean by table?
Like maybe in a math class or a science class. So it's a diagram that's like in the middle of the book that might have a formula, and then right underneath it, it might have words. So it's kind of a diagram.
Though I can be honest and say that those are tricky.
Yep, I agree.
There is really no perfect answer, I guess, but in general, they are tricky.
They are. If it's a standard column, it's going to do well if you have it in column mode, but there's sometimes you really want part of the table to be read left to right and then the other part to be read in columns. So you might literally have to change the mode in the middle of that table depending on how complex the table is. And as Christopher said, OCR on any table type formatting can be tricky. I can say we do as good a job as any other one I've seen out there. Some people ask, what are we using for our OCR engine? We're using Nuance and it does an incredible job, but they can be tricky. Another question came up. Somebody said, this is a great session so far, but they have to leave to go work with a student. No problem. You guys, if you do have to pop off or anything, we are recording this and it will be up live, or not live, but recorded. We will have that up. And everyone that attends, you will get an email once we have it live and we can give you details about that. So we understand everybody's got a busy schedule. So I think that was all the questions so far. Great job. Being able to show that panel off, I think really helped a lot of people understand that you can still fill the definition between those buttons. And I think that that's very important.
Yeah, good. We'll continue with the voice 2, the next product. So you will see me doing some workouts here. Let's see.
So while Christopher's doing that, you guys, I'm going to give you some specs just so you have it. The actual unit weighs 29.7 pounds. The magnification, I don't know if it changed, Christopher, with the full HD, but I know the HD is 2.0 to 60x. I don't know if that got any smaller or larger. Sometimes with the full HD, we can go down to like 1.1. Do you know if that changed with the full HD?
It has changed. Not at the top. We don't think, it's
Right, 60, but sometimes it goes down to like 1.1, 1.2.
Yeah, I believe I'm a little insecure since we haven't really released the product. This is the first time we're showing it, but it's less than 2.
Okay, very good. And you guys, we're making an updated brochure. As Christopher said, this is brand new. We don't even have this up on our website yet. We have shipped them over. We did a boat shipment. We plan mid-March. I don't know if you guys are aware, but there are some shipping holdups just because due to COVID and ports are shut down and there's workers not there because of people with sickness and all kinds of things. So if everything goes as planned, we're hoping mid-March. We are taking orders though. We already have people pre-ordering the unit, so you can place orders now. And we can talk more about that at the end. Dimensions and use. Somebody wanted to know the width, the depth, and the height, and it's 22 by 18.5 by 22.4 inches. All right, we're going to switch over to the voice, which is kind of similar because it has all the wonderful features with the text to speech and all of that. Someone's asking about retail prices, and we'd be glad to answer that for you. So if you're using it without text to speech, so just the vision without text to speech, retail is $2,995. If you're using it with text to speech, it's $3,995. Of course, we do sell through resellers, and I know we have some resellers on here today. So definitely reach out to your reseller in your area, and they would be glad to go over pricing. A lot of them can, work with you on, some of them offer discounts, some of them do all different types of things. So you need to reach out to the reseller in your area. If you're not sure who that reseller is, feel free to contact me. We would be glad to provide that. We do have our resellers on our website, but we'd be glad to answer that, and we'll give you our contact. Someone asked me to repeat the retail prices. I'd be glad to do that. The vision without TTS, so without TTS, is $2,995. The vision with TTS is $3,995. And I'll put that in the chat as well, so you have it in writing. So Christopher is now switching to our other product called the Voice. You'll see a lot of similarities because the software is the same. So he can do a lot of the same types of things that you're going to see, but there are some distinct differences as well. So he'll be showing that now, and I'll be continually monitoring the chat.
Perfect, thank you. Thank you for all your good questions.
Yeah, Christopher, I don't know what happened with the camera, but it zoomed in really large. So you need to zoom it back. Thank you. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, I had it in my back pocket, and
I okay.
There. The power supply, so that was probably.
There you go. Now we can see. Thank you.
All right. Good to have a live audience. So the next product, the MagniLink Voice 2, is, as Kimberly said, using the same software, the exactly same software, and a lot of similarities, whereas not only the same software, but this one also has a computer built in, same as the MagniLink Vision. So inside, they are very similar, but obviously you can see some difference by just looking at it, where the MagniLink Voice 2 is mainly a scanner. It scans and reads. So as for most purposes, you don't have a monitor. It's very nice design. Same idea with the same keypad. Same software, same keypad, same controls. If you know one of these products, you know the other one. The magnet on the back, same thing here. The same thing with the, let me come a little closer. The same thing with the earphone plug-in and the 3 USB ports, where one of them will always be used by the keypad. So these are the same as the previous product, the MagniLink Vision.
Volume 100.
I accidentally touched one button on the control. Let me place it on the desk. I want to be close to the camera now. What I want you to see now when I do this is that two small, I don't know the best English name for them, but I like to call them feet. So 1 feet in each corner are coming out. And the reason for that is when I place this device on my desk, in my kitchen, living room, of course, anywhere, I bring it with me using the handle. It's 5.3 pounds in weight, this machine. I push the handle back a little bit. And then I will show you from the side that now the handle was also part of the camera arm. So now we have the camera in front here pointing downwards. And there is also a lamp built in that is right now turned off. But those 2 feet that I talked about, they are there to help you navigate where to place the document. And it fits a full page in between. So I just take whatever material I have, printed material, I slide it in, I make sure what I wanted to scan is in between those 2 feet coming out, and then it will capture the full page. Again, same thing, it could be sideways or upside down, that doesn't matter. But as long as I have them in those 2 corners, I'm good to go. Now, most of you should know how to control this device since I already showed it to you. But I know it's a lot of information, so I will repeat briefly. In the bottom, the orange button coming out, nicely tactile. That will take the photo. And then
About LVI America. LVI America is a subsidiary.
The lower turning knob, pause and play when I press, turn it to change the volume. The upper turning knob will change the reading speed. The button above, the one with being tactile with 3 kind of knobs coming out, that will be my favorite function. As default, it's navigation. And now I'm repeating because it's exactly the same on the big machine with the big monitor. That can be changed within the settings menu. If I want to have, let's say, column mode on and off as my favorite function available in simple mode, I could go into settings menu and easily change to whatever function I want there. But we believe the most used one is navigation, so that's there by default. Those 2 buttons on top here.
Button has no function.
Button has no function. They have no function as it is right now. The LED lamp on the top is green. That's letting me know that I'm in simple mode. Green means simple mode. Again, I can turn this device into advanced mode, giving me access to the menu with the same functions.
Profile set to advanced.
I do the same thing. I press and hold the upper knob for 5-6 seconds, and it's taking me to advanced. Again, same thing. Take the photo, volume, pause and play, and now I have a menu. Obviously, I don't have a screen as it is right now, but the machine will, again, guide me through the menu and let me know exactly what to do, how to control each function. We can give it a try.
Speed. Turn the other knob to adjust.
Speed. Turn the other knob to adjust.
Speed 115. Speed 115.
And I told you before, but I can repeat that as well. Those turning knobs, they have very clear clicking mechanism built in. So you will never spin it around and go from 100 to 200 in reading speed. It will be like step by step.
Speed 120. 130. Speed 125.
Now I am going to bring my little MagniLink Voice 2, the little mobile scanner, and I will place it back here instead. And I will make sure you come here with me. There we go, that's better.
Christopher, when you get a minute, you don't have to do it right now, but when you get a minute, just can you take the hand control and put it closer to the camera when you're done with this? A couple people are wanting to see it a little closer.
Absolutely, that's a great idea.
Thank you.
Or you know what, we can do it directly because I forgot to show you that on the side of this device, the scanner, in the top you have on off. It's also very tactile, very easy to find. And then below you have HDMI. And below that you have the round charger plug, AC adapter. So this machine runs on battery. As you can see, I don't have it plugged in right now. And it runs for 5 hours of full use, and then 2.5 hours charging time from 0 to full. And of course, you can use it while it's charging. There is also an option of purchasing this device without the battery when cost and price is a big concern. And then you will always have to have it plugged in here. But the HDMI is what I'm going to use next. I will plug this machine into an external monitor and then you will see what happens. But before we do that, yes, Kimberly, of course I can show you this hand control. Let's see how close I can get until it gets blurry. And then we will.
Okay, very good. So you can see the orange button at the bottom, you guys. That's what he's using for making it scan.
Not when you're talking, Kimberly.
Huh?
When you're talking, I disappear, I think.
Oh, I'll stop talking.
Yeah, so now I guess I need to.
Can you describe the buttons again, the major buttons and what they do then, since you have it up close? Thank you.
Yeah, good idea, of course. So right here, we, let's see, I see, there we go, I'm back. Okay, so the one in the bottom, the big orange square button, it's coming out quite a bit, as you can see. When I press, I will scan. I will process, I will take a picture and the machine will process and start to read. The lower knob, there we go. That will be my volume and pause and play when I press it. So I will turn this
volume 100
knob. The upper one, that will be in simple mode, my reading speed. By turning, I will adjust the reading speed. Or in advanced mode, where we are right now, because you can see on top here, the lamp is blue. So now I have a menu here. So by turning.
Lighting. Pre-column mode.
I'm in the menu.
Press to enable.
Above, you have in simple mode your favorite function, and you can see those small knobs coming out from it, making it tactile. All right.
Thank you, Christopher. That helped a lot.
So what I'm going to do now, the last thing of this reader is, as I said, there is an HDMI port available on the side. So I will plug this one in here to my monitor. There we go. And then let me get.
Button has no function. Button has no function.
Piece of paper here. There we go.
Button has no function.
So now it's connecting to the screen.
About LVI America. LVI America is a subsidiary of LVI Low Vision Internet.
So when I plug this in now with the HDMI, it automatically shows the image on the screen, as long as, of course, as I have the screen source correctly set. Now, by looking at the screen here, it looks exactly the same as it did on the first machine, the MagniLink Vision. Again, because we're using the exact same software. So if I choose to work with the monitor on my scanner, my MagniLink Voice 2, I can also have a live view where I could sign a paper, but it's not really a CCTV, so it's not that full high-def camera, but it's still possible to do some things. I don't recommend anyone to use this as a to read with your eyes in a, let's say, a book or a magazine, because the image quality will never be as good as on a CCTV where we're using other hardware components. But you can still have a live view, and even more so when you scan the text, you may still have some sight left and you can follow along in the text. But you still want this mobile package that can just unplug, bring it with you to the kitchen area, bring up your favorite cookie recipe, and then press, it will scan, it will start to read how you're going to cook.
Excellent.
Anything to add, Kimberly or Kathy?
And if you guys are confused, those of you that know me, when I talk, if my picture shows Kathy, we're double signed in right now. So it's Kimberly, but yes, the picture is showing Kathy. So the one, as Christopher said, is more focused on, are you trying to see something visually? So the vision is more vision. That's why it's got the nice big monitor. The voice, you can plug it into a monitor, but it is for reading. So if you're needing something portable to carry around from your room to room, like Christopher said, recipes in the kitchen, that type of thing, it's a reader, reading your mail, doing all those types of things. That's its dedicated purpose in life, but it can also be used plugged into a monitor. So I'm also now getting questions about pricing. So the difference in the pricing. So the voice, as Christopher said, comes with or without battery. The retail price with a battery is $2,495. If you get it without a battery, you're saving $300. So the retail price is $2,195. So that is the difference in the prices there, with or without a battery. $2,495 with a battery, or $2,195. We didn't talk about this, but our products do come with a 2-year warranty on all of the cameras and the product and everything. Battery, on the battery life of our products, we get really great batteries, but we don't create them ourselves. So the batteries are 1-year warranty, but our products themselves are a 2-year warranty. Let me go in the chat and see if there's any other questions. Okay, so people are asking weight. So let me talk about that a little bit. The MagniLink voice is very lightweight. It's 5.3 pounds. Again, the battery life on it is 5 hours. If the battery, someone's asking about battery charging. So if the battery were totally dead and you needed to charge it, it's 2.5 hours to bring it back to full. And if you keep it in standby mode and you're going back and forth with it, I mean, you can use it up to 45 hours. It just depends on how much you're using it live. That's why you want to set up the standby and all those different wonderful features. The dimensions unfolded are 9 by 8 by 11 by 8 by 12 by 6 inches. And the dimensions folded is 9 by 8 by 2 by 9 by 12 by 6. So that's width, depth, and height. And all of this is on our brochures. And yes, you can get an extended warranty on them. We do offer 1- and 2-year extended warranties on our products.
And Kimberly, I cannot believe I forgot to show the case.
Oh, Christopher, how could you?
I don't know. But the MagniLink Voice 2, since it's a portable device, as all of LVI's portable devices, it comes with a beautiful carrying case with a nice handle on top, orange zippers that will help the user find those very easily and quickly. Also got a nice shoulder strap. It's hard-sided, so it's protecting the device very well, and it's also standing up easily. On the back, you have a pocket, a large one, where you can place a book or your laptop or anything like that. And inside, it's also black and orange, so that it will be easier to find whatever you're looking for. Place the product back and bring it up, since it's giving some contrast. This is where you place the Voice 2, and then there's a foaming cover on top. The remote control is here, and there's a small pocket inside as well with the user manual.
And also, you guys, we ship with 2 languages. We ship with English and Spanish, but we're an international company. So we do support other languages, but you would need to let us know that. Like if you ordered it and you wanted English and German, or you wanted English and Swedish, etc., we do need to know that when you order it, because by default, when we ship, everything ships English and Spanish, because those are the 2 most requested languages that we have. Any other questions before I go back to the PowerPoint and we finish off? I did answer a couple things in the chat as well. Oh, they're asking about connecting it to the monitor, Christopher. What are the cables that we ship with? Is it connecting HDMI? How's it connecting?
The voice 2 is connected with the HDMI and the cable. There are 2 cables included. One HDMI to HDMI and one HDMI to DVI. And then on the Vision, someone asked about plugging this into a computer or a larger monitor. We do not ship any extra cables for that.
That's correct. So you can get those. We like Christopher said, you can take the back off and you can connect with it, but we just don't ship with it because it already has a really nice monitor. But we do have people that are using it with multiple monitors. Okay, if there's other questions, feel free to put them in the chat or raise your hand, but I'm going to quickly go back to the PowerPoint and finish up. Okay, you should be seeing the PowerPoint live. So I jumped ahead here. Let me go back quickly. Okay, so we covered questions. I do want to talk about our future webinars. We do have a webinar next week. This is the first time we've ever offered this webinar. It's successfully navigating our new virtual environments. And we're going to be talking about some tips and tricks and things that we've learned with using Zoom, with attending virtual conferences, and just talking about virtual environments and different things that we've learned, and maybe webinars that you can attend or different things that you can do to enhance yourself for successfully navigating these environments. So we're still in the midst of putting together the details for this webinar. We're very excited. And this is next Tuesday, the 23rd at 1 o'clock. And then in March, we have 2 webinars scheduled as well. March 9th, we're going to be focusing on education in March, and we'll be talking about the ZIP. Will be our first webinar on March 9th, and that's ZIP into the new school year. And, you know, when we say new school year, a lot of people are already planning for next year and budget. So we really wanted to talk about the ZIP, but then also kind of like the new dynamics that we're in this year with school years. And then I know here right in Las Vegas, we actually have school going back in March. We're having some in-person classes happening. So it's kind of new everywhere we go, but we really are excited to show you the ZIP again and show you some really exciting things in regards to the ZIP. So that will be our focus March 9th. On March 23rd, we're going to be doing an interview with someone that's actually using our technology in school. So the name of it is Living with Low Vision, Take Me to School. And we'll be featuring a person live. We'll be doing an interview, and we're very excited about that. You can register for all of our webinars by going to www.lviamerica.com/webinar. All 3 of these webinars are up there right now. So you can register today to ensure your spot. Please register today. We are really thrilled that you attended with us today. We're here to provide assistance. I am Kimberly Klein. I'm Director of Sales. You can reach me at 702-468-6611. You can also email me at kimberly.klein, and that's C-L-I-N-E for Klein. So kimberly.klein@lviamerica.com. You can also reach out to Catherine Gettle, and we're real excited to have Catherine on board. So those of you that are regular webinar attendees, this is Catherine in the middle, and we're thrilled to have Catherine as part of our team. She's our customer relations and marketing manager, and you can reach out to Catherine at 802-236-4404, or Catherine, it's C-A-T-H-R-I-N-E, Catherine.Gettle, Gettel, lviamerica.com. And then Christopher today.
Kimberly?
Yes. Yes.
You spelled my name wrong in my email address. It's right on the top where you put Catherine Gettle.
Oh, that's what happens when you do this late at night. You're right.
So Catherine is Catherine. Gettle, Gettel.
Thank you so much. And I'll get this fixed because you guys will receive the PowerPoint, everyone that attended today. So I will correct that. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you so much for helping me get that fixed. And then at the bottom, we have Christopher, who presented today. And I didn't put his phone number because I didn't think you'd be calling him in Sweden. So we just have his email. So it's Christopher, and it's CHRISTOFER, different spelling on that as well. And then Caswell, CASSWALL. He's the International Sales Manager, christopher.caswell@lvi.se. So we're thrilled that you're here. And you can also go to our website, which is www.lviamerica.com. Look at all of our products, and there's brochures and all types of things as well. We're thrilled that you're here. I'm going to go into the chat really quickly because I see something popped up. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Margaret, I appreciate that. We're hearing some thank yous and things in the chat. We are thrilled that you're here. We will put the recording up, notify you of that. And then of course, we'll also get you the PowerPoint so you can join live. Is there any last minute questions? If not, then it's the top of the hour, and we hope you have a wonderful day, and feel free to reach out if we can help you in any way. Thank you so much.